Good timing, oh yes. Great timing. You lucky devil. This is worth 18 submarines. Come on, Mama, let the good times roll.
See, we're on different levels. Shopping at the gas station.
There ain't nothing wrong with a gas station 4 Loco. It's $4 and it's all you can drink for the night. Or all you really need.
The worst thing about going to the gas station for 4 Loco is when they tell me no, because it's not 9 a.m. yet. Like, I've been in there and they were like, honey, you can't buy one this early. I was like, since when?
Indiana.
I'm like, who cares what time of day it is?
Jesus.
Now I'm going to buy more in the evening to save for my morning.
It's just reminds me, like, an SLC Punk takes place in, like, Salt Lake City.
Oh, God, it's been forever since I've seen that movie.
And he's talking about, like, the liquor laws in Salt Lake are retarded because the whole place was founded by Mormons, and there's still a really big Mormon population. So all of the liquor store, like, all of the alcohol that you can buy, other than from state-run liquor stores, is half the regular alcohol percentage.
Oh, wow.
So if you're buying a beer, it's not a 5%. It's like 2.
It's like 2.5, yeah.
And he's like, and you know what? That doesn't help anybody. It doesn't solve anything. Because a drunk's just going to buy twice as much and drink twice as much to get just as drunk. So instead of having just regular alcoholics, you got a bunch of fat alcoholics because they drank twice the amount of beer. Now you just made the problem worse.
And they're more broke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, yeah. Shit, what are they, just watering it down? Fuck.
Pretty much.
So but you say some of the liquor stores are state-run?
Apparently. They said that
you'd have to figure out which is which.
You'd have to get, like, there was 1 or 2 state-run ones that had regular beer, but apparently they always had cops in
them. Somebody honking at that kid.
Probably. Kid deserves to get to either be a splatter or a broken limb or something. So he should be setting that shit up in his driveway. Or yard, just not in the fucking road.
Maybe that's what the mom's
them.
There's also that too.
I smoked the whole time and drank, and he still somehow came out, and now I've been trying everything to get rid of this kid.
Soft solutions.
Meg, just don't stop halfway through. You gotta see it through. If you stop halfway through, that's how you end up with Chris.
Oh my god, I forgot about that scene.
Also, I actually started watching Fire Force, and the 3D isn't as bad as I thought it would be, based on what you were saying, Dusty, about it.
Oh, there was just this one particular scene where these vehicles came up this hill.
Yeah.
And it's the perspective and the 3D models that were like, whoa.
The vehicles are atrocious.
No, yeah, they're the only 3D model that I could remember standing out in the show. Because
they're really the only 3D model, really.
And the fire and the smoke is all just like, what if we just took, like, stock images of fire and smoke and just put those in there?
Just like tried to blend some of that together a little bit.
But
mostly
bit.
It's.
But I got to season 2. I think they ran out of. I don't think they were paid more than $20.
I think you're way further in the show than I am now, because I watch one episode with Steve like every once in a while.
Season 2, they just sometimes stop drawing faces.
Oh, I see that all the time in anime now, where it's like anybody who's not right in the foreground doesn't even have a face. People right in the foreground don't even have a face. If they're not currently saying something.
They had a whole scene where it was like slightly top down, but like from 5 feet away, and there was 2 characters talking, and they were just standing still, and they had no faces. And then in that, like, the next episode, a guy is having a conversation one-on-one, and when it's from the front angle and it's both of them, they have faces, and it's just like 2 lip flaps, because that's all the fucking face animation takes is 2, 3. Mm-hmm. And then it cuts to a close-up of one of the characters, who's the main character, so they've already got plenty of him talking, so he talks fine. Then it cuts to the other guy, who's kind of a newer guy, It's a profile view. No face. It's profile, zoomed in. He's talking. No face.
I don't remember this. But it's been a while since I've seen season 2.
I was like, if this keeps up, I can't watch that.
Did you finish Mob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we finished Mob a little while ago.
Yeah, good.
Mob was great.
Get you teary-eyed sometimes.
Reagan is always the man.
Yes,
Dude, me and Steve on the couch together trying not to cry. We're both being manly in front of each other. Get back in there. Ow, I just felt it. Like I did it on accident. I sucked it with my eyeball.
Like, Reagan has always been 100% the G since like season 1, where he's somehow the only guy who's like, fuck's wrong with y'all? What? These are children. You're trying to murder kids.
He's maxed out charisma. It's hilarious.
It's like, what the hell is wrong with all y'all?
Charisma and luck.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of fun. A lot of great characters.
I loved the callback to everything in season 3.
Right, because they didn't leave anybody behind. Every friend he made at school mattered.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool. Dude, in the fucking Body Improvement Club.
Always there for you.
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
man, they're great.
Even though they have, like, the most impressive part about them is not a once do they ever know that psychics are things or understand what's happening.
They don't even care.
They don't know.
Matter.
They don't care. There's explosions going around. We're carrying our friend out of here.
Mm-hmm. I love just
They
even
are
if
the
they're
best
just
of
in the
bros.
window in the background doing squats. I'm like looking at them. Like, that sounds weird. You know, Asian high school boys just working out. You guys don't.
You don't just watch them and admire.
Just kind of wish that you had a pair of shorts that looked as good as they did on them, and just, I got some popsicles down in my cellar.
You don't want to see who can eat the most Advil beans?
Oh my god. Dude, the fucking kid that got abducted by the aliens and had like his whole adventure out there.
That gave me qualms. They just left him there.
It's like they didn't even realize he was gone for the longest time.
How much time was it on Earth though? Like,
They don't really say.
It's vague.
Did you watch the rest of Totally Not? Fuck, what's on it? Totally Not Mark. Yeah, do his review.
Yeah.
Where he talked, because I didn't read the manga, but he talks about how like the manga kind of does the same thing, but they don't go as in depth. I think.
But they just like kept doing like, hey, these little panels of like what his
space adventures
were, but it's like, yeah, they never really give an idea like exactly, because there's obviously some weird time dilation difference between their worlds or something, because he seems to have been gone for a long ass fucking time, yet he seemed to have come back the next day or something. Because it seems like, because I thought they touched up that they got him back like the next day or something.
They never say.
I can't remember.
They just
all I know is that he says he can't. It's like all of his time through there just kind of turned into a blur.
They show us what his adventure was, and
However, it was much longer in space than it was on Earth.
And then the next day, they just like the next time we see the characters, they're just acting normal, and then eventually he like came back. It's like,
and I guess nobody will ever know.
I guess. Those are some shitty friends, though. Like, it's got to be at least...
Well, yeah, no one ever said this.
They all walked down the mountain without him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Reagan himself would be like... Because he took
He was the chaperone.
He took it... I thought he took it pretty seriously as a chaperone figure.
He did.
And so for him to be like, oh, I totally missed a kid. Like...
It's fun.
Did I ever tell you I was a chaperone? I had a friend who was in high school still, and he tricked the school into letting him have a field trip to go see Iron Man 3, and then signed me on as a chaperone. So I really just got to go hang out with friends and watch Iron Man 3. Well, it's pretty wild. Yeah, we were all pretty disappointed. So
that's understandable. I got left behind by my chaperone in France.
One time when I was at school, we ate outside, but I forgot to tell my parents to pack me a picnic. So I know what it's like. It's kind of your own fault, man. So where were we last time we played? Like, what was the last thing we did? Did you talk to the? You were talking to.
We were outside wherever the
junkyard place was, and we scouted it out, and all we saw were like bugs inside.
Yeah, it was like the creatures that are that are native to the planet.
Yeah, the Kethics.
Yes, those things.
Yeah,
the big ass angry centipede things. Apparently, they're like in a it's like a feeding frenzy or it's a breeding session that basically also that can turn into a killing frenzy. I don't know. It was they're in some.
That sounds about right. Yeah, I think this is like.
I remember somebody saying something like along those lines, and you mentioned there was like a meat vendor out on the other side of the junkyard area. That's the last I remember.
Yeah, and y'all thought I was such a monster for making sure we got paid.
You're not a murderer or anything.
Well.
Yeah.
I mean, I kill lots of people.
Right. Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess it's like murder is...
but if you're a billionaire, murder is legal, so I think I'm all right.
He didn't murder an innocent. He just bullied her.
What do you talk about bully? I've just made sure she paid us. And then I got real weirded out when she's like, how will I survive without that money? It's like, you already promised me that money. So was she just planning on stiffing us later? That's what it kind of seemed like to me.
Dirty.
You dirty rats!
Fuck.
I take offense to that.
Oh, you're stereotyping the Yosoki.
Well, what do you expect from a bunch of small fur balls on a dusty planet? We're dirty.
He said my name.
Your name's Dirty?
Yeah. I always dream about, like, if I'm ever on a therapist constant, like in a movie, kind of like, you'd see, you'd be like, tell me where it all began. I'd be like, it all started when my parents named me after dirt. And it's like, oh.
So you're just going to start reciting Joe Dirt. It's monologues.
That's why Mama called you Joe Dirt instead of Nutmaker.
That wasn't no bomb at all.
I got the poo on me.
I
must have watched that movie 100 times. Back when I was,
I was never a fan of it.
When you didn't have, back before the internet, and it's like, what do you do all day? You got 3 DVDs. What do you do?
It took me so long to make it through that.
I do not like David Spade. So I could not enjoy it at all.
It's the biggest thing he did. That's why he jumped at the chance to make a sequel that went straight to streaming.
I remember everybody watching a lot of Jackass. Whatever that Crib Show was, and Pimp My Ride, and other MTV garbage.
Oh yeah.
Going back and watching Cribs now is so ridiculous.
Is that something you do?
Yeah. go back through and watch it. Like, I watched, I forget which rapper it was, but he was like, here's my TV, here's my living room. And it's got like the big screen TV that by today's standards is like $20. And like all surrounding the big screen is he's like, and here's all my surveillance system.
Like,
and it's
really
little tube TVs that are like 3x3 and like black and white, and he's like so proud of them, and he's like, cover every inch of this place. And I also got him over in my bathroom where he's got his gold like toilet seat where he can also see like these like 3-inch like tube TVs. And I'm like, I'm sure those were top of the line at the time, but you look at this now and you're like, God damn, this is a shithole.